Ping
to
from EU.
Nepal we go, and it's the grand finals.
Ping from EU is about 120 to 140
now. Two of Europe's best teams in the finals of a North American Cup. That's kind of awkward.
I'm getting 180 right now.
But yeah, nothing too out of the ordinary.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of Lucio. Lucio is, like, of course, the de facto AoE healer for control point. It certainly makes sense. Bod is pulling out Mercy again for that res potential, as well as being able to fly around and spot heal. Reinhardt and Zarya, very common tanks as well, just because of their enormous CC ultimates. Winston over on Skipjack on Eccentric Gaming. Winston is, of course, a great one. Once he ults, he can knock people away from that point. I see Genji on both sides. Nico versus Pluppy should be great. I'm going to watch Nico as we head out the gate.
Yeah, and again, Eccentric playing with only one tank, and no Zarya for that matter as well. And Zarya has been almost a must-have for control point maps so far, at least that we've seen. Almost everybody is running with a Zarya. It just helps so much on these tight corners to be able to shield your team like that. And also her ultimate, of course, doing so much damage, especially when people are bunched up. It does look like the majority of the first kills are going the way of Eccentric, so Melty dropping a little bit. Still enough time to jump back here into the objective, though. Maybe. They're gonna wait. They're gonna wait for their teammates. Smart move.
Yeah, I see D-Gun actually not playing Pharah for basically the first time that I've spectated him. He is waiting for his teammates on Winston, so both sides actually busting out the Winston this time around. When actually, you know, we watched both of these teams play Nepal, I think. Oh no, we didn't see Eccentric ourselves. We only watched that third game, didn't we? But Melty has not been using Winston up to this point. Now they are, just to counter that Genji.
And again, Lude is sticking to his 76. I mean, he's been playing a lot of 76 from what we've seen.
Yep, switching to Lude
that's
now.
very interesting. That's very interesting.
He's got his ult. He's going to take high ground. He's going to watch for Pharahs. He's going to watch for Genjis and try to pick them off. Right now, only Genji on the enemy team really poses him any threat. He's the only one who can really close a distance against him very quickly. Nadir could actually, you know, snipe him away from distance with McCree, but normally he's not going to want to stand still long enough to do that, while Soldier can just plant his biotic field and just shoot away. He is actually spraying into the point now. As soon as that Winston bubble goes away, I imagine we'll see his ult. Genji does pop out his ult now, and he gets popped in the face, but he does manage to take out two red team. I have to learn which side is which here. Melty has 2 players dead. Eccentric has 1 player dead, and looks like Eccentric is taking the point, or holding the point continually for 70% now.
Yeah, there's always an opportunity to come back. Always going to be that opportunity to come back, especially here on control point maps. So let's see what Melty can do. I'm sure we're going to see a valiant effort to end things off here. Nico, of course, still running with Genji, and now has the Harmony Orb as well. So can this Genji on Genji fight go the way of Melty? They need something. They need an initial pick here. Nico going around the flanking side, but he's also not with his teammates for quite some time now. Nico able to get a kill, which is very good.
Oh, they're capping at 99%.
Yes. Once again, 4th time we've seen 99% get stopped in its tracks.
Oh, Zenyatta ult contesting.
This is dangerous. This is dangerous. It's just Nico on it. And is Melty in any kind of position at this point?
They're not going to be able to get it.
No.
Eccentric Gaming with the 100% on round 1. That Transcendence at the very end allowed Genji and Zen to both sit on the point. That was really good timing there.
Alright, so we move on up the
music
mountains
on.
here in Nepal.
I'm sorry,
This next objective, and this is probably my favorite control point objective. It's a little bit more open than the other ones, but it does have this column in the middle, which allows you to dodge back and forth and survive a little bit longer than you might be able to otherwise. Both teams are about to jump out of the gates. Let's see how they stack up. We do have Moon now switching over to a Reaper, so both teams now running with only 1 tank apiece.
Very interesting.
Stuff.
Well,
yeah, I'm surprised. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, not a lot of CC on either side. Winston's being more of a defensive tank than a setup tank, since his ult just knocks people away randomly and doesn't lay them flat or hold them in one place like Zarya's ult. But I'm watching Nico on McCree right now, trying to take some shots. It looks like Nadir, the McCree on the other side, Eccentric, is actually getting the majority of the damage in, and Pluppy on Genji is going to finish slicing them up. So Eccentric, once again, moving forward now and capping this point basically uncontested after wiping Melty.
First Tracer that I've seen today, period.
We saw Tracer on Hollywood just that Game 3, briefly being played by Enigma, but it wasn't enough.
Alright, so once again, Eccentric, driver's seat, securely in their possession.
And this is a best of 5 finals, just so you guys remember. All the previous series have been best of 3 so far, so this is just round 2 of game 1. Could see Nepal again, actually, the way the map vetoes work. But here we go, Flash and Fan onto Lucio. It looks like, once again, Eccentric Gaming taking control, taking out Nico very easily there.
Whoa, we have a sniper coming into play for Melty. Very strange.
Oh, she gets zapped down by that Winston super quickly as well. Back on Lude,
Melty's
playing Soldier.
Kind of destroyed. Bod gets taken out from a ways away. It looks like they finally might be able to reclaim the control point for a little while here, but they're outnumbered. Their team is filtering in from the spawn point. Well, both teams kind of filtering in from their spawn points. I think Melty's going to be able to collapse a little bit earlier. But I don't think they actually understand that they have this advantage, so it will be a very even fight right on the objective end. The Monkey ult is popped, going to push people away, trying to push Moon, it looks like, completely off the map. Ult's being popped on both sides to just maintain possession of the control point, to survive a little bit longer on that control point. But it does look like Moon is kind of alone again right now. Both teams still alive, actually. And Moon and his team, Melty, finally getting to the point where they have a consistent control, and you know they have the numbers, they have the man advantage. They have two people coming from spawn who might get there a little bit after the other team. But they're looking good for the first time in this control point match.
Yep, and I've got Pluppy's view right now. He's got the sword ult available. He finds the sniper crew and is just going after him hard. He does take him out very quickly there. And now suddenly Melty's down to just 5 people without Genji even popping his ult. Discord Orb is out on Genji, but he's going to be able to slice Zenyatta in just 2 swings of that sword and dash on over to the next target. He's already got 2 kills under his belt there, going for the Genji, being played by D-Gun, but it looks like Eccentric is back in firm control here. Crew back at the entrance point, and Pluppy just looking for some health. Actually, D-Gun, sorry, just looking for some health while Pluppy assaults him and takes him out.
I'm watching the sniper's point of view just to see kind of what they're thinking here. And I don't know, maybe they're not thinking because that just does not work very well. I was able to get 1 or 2 snipes from the periphery of the map, but when it comes to a fist fight with the Genji, it's just not going to go your way all that often when you're playing Widowmaker.
Yeah, that's
so
Genji's job.
Quite dire now.
Just get to that backline, kill Zenyatta, kill Widowmaker over and over. But there is a Transcendence ult from Zenyatta that's going to allow them to step on the point. They actually didn't even step on the point with the Transcendence ult. He was too afraid to just die immediately after, so they didn't even touch it to contest and trigger that overtime once again. So that is a GG there, and Eccentric takes the first map, Nepal.
Yeah. Very one-sided. I mean, Melty did put up a fight in that second control point. But altogether, it just looks like Eccentric was the stronger team. And like I said earlier, pretty much any team in any of the top 4 teams in Europe really does seem like they have a good chance. Any given Sunday type thing here.